Chloe, the story I am about to tell you is an account submitted by a viewer from Pohang, a city in the Gyeongbuk province of Korea. It is a record of a horrifying tragedy that began with a single, broken tomb. This is a bizarre tale of how the fury of a spirit buried in the earth can affect the world of the living. The story begins when a man named Kim Sang-nam purchased a plot of land at the foot of a village mountain. He ran a business excavating and selling soil. Right next to his land, there was a solitary grave. The grave belonged to the younger sister of a Mr. Park, a man with whom Mr. Kim had a poor relationship. One day, one of Mr. Kim's workers accidentally struck the tomb with a backhoe shovel. On impact, the solid stone coffin protecting the body shattered into pieces. Years ago, Mr. Park's younger sister had taken her own life, unable to bear the hardship after her family fell into financial ruin and was hounded by debtors. Following tradition, Mr. Park had used a solid stone coffin for her funeral in order to prevent the vengeful spirit of his unjustly deceased sister from escaping into the world of the living. Mr. Kim felt uneasy about having broken such an important coffin, but he dismissed it, thinking, "What can a dead person do?" and simply covered the broken pieces with dirt. From that day forward, an ominous shadow began to fall over Mr. Kim's life. He was tormented by nightmares of Mr. Park's dead sister every night. In his dreams, she would silently strangle him or simply stare at him with chilling eyes. The terrifying nightmares continued night after night, and Mr. Kim became too afraid to even fall asleep. Unable to eat or sleep properly for months, he eventually suffered a complete nervous breakdown and was confined to his bed. Then, one day, Mr. Kim passed away unexpectedly. But the tragedy did not end there. A short time later, his only son tragically lost his life on a motorcycle accident on his way to town. It was a coincidental accident, but with the son dying so soon after the father, the villagers began to whisper, "It must be the curse of the broken stone coffin." Now only Mr. Kim's wife remained in the house. The rumors that the deaths of her husband and son were because of the broken stone coffin weighed heavily on her mind. And for a long time, she couldn't even go near the field where the tomb was located. But to survive, she eventually had to overcome her fear and start working in that field again. One day, as she was returning home after working in the field, she saw a strange woman walking towards her down the path. But oddly, her neighbor walking beside her said she saw no one. Didn't a woman just pass by? Who? There was no one there. Gripped by a chilling feeling, Mrs. Kim searched her faint memory for the woman's face. It was the face of Mr. Park's dead sister, whom she had only ever seen in a photograph. And a few days later, Mrs. Kim, who had always been in good health, passed away in her sleep. Within a few short months, an entire family had been wiped out. The villagers were seized by terror. To prevent any further tragedy, they decided to appease the spirit of Mr. Park's sister. They restored the broken stone coffin to its original state, held another funeral with great care, and arranged a ghost marriage for her with the soul of another young bachelor who had also died tragically. It was an attempt to resolve the lonely spirit's resentment by finding her a partner. Strangely, after the ghost marriage was held, no more bizarre incidents occurred in that village. Chloe, was this horrifying tragedy that decimated an entire family truly the curse of a vengeful spirit released from a broken stone coffin? Or was it all just a series of tragic coincidences which the fearful villagers imbued with meaning? What are your thoughts?